The path to mastery leads through the heart of adversity. Challenge is the raw material from which courage and strength are forged. Warriors are not defined by events. Warriors define them. Warriors conquer themselves before all else. Warriors are relentless in their service to others. Join us as we open our hearts and hone our minds to a razor's edge. It doesn't matter how slow you go, only that you do not stop. Your time is now. And now your host, Jason McKenzie.
Hey everybody, I want to give you a little bit of inside baseball, which you probably got from the title of the episode actually, so what I'm about to tell you is not a surprise, but I am recording this podcast episode, this Mental Health Warriors Microdose, completely naked. Yeah, that's right. It's 4:58 in the morning on Friday, looking forward to the weekend, and I thought, you know what, I want to make an episode about the importance of trying new things. And quite frankly, I've never filmed a podcast episode naked until now. And I got to be honest with you, I'm pretty sure I'm never going to do it again because I'm not actually very warm right now. However, that doesn't mean I won't do it again. And it doesn't mean that I feel like I made a mistake. It means that I tried something new, I learned from it, and I'll probably adjust and wear at least socks next time. But anyways, enough about me being naked. I wanted to actually talk about the importance of trying new things. You know, I did this podcast episode with John Clint Mabry a few weeks ago. He was the guy who, he got his leg destroyed and amputated in an accident and found his brother's body after an overdose. And he was an actor partying at the Playboy Mansion, and he ended up living in a trailer at the edge of a river in Tennessee until he got his life back on track. But one of the things that came out of that episode was the idea of constantly trying new things. And I really think that's an important message because I think it's something that people, I know that I certainly labored under the yoke of this for a long time, and I think it's something a lot of people do, and that's a fucking fear of not trying new things, right? Because if you try something new, not only are you way outside your comfort zone, you don't know how it's going to turn out, but if it doesn't work the way you want, then hey, that's just another piece of evidence that you're not good enough to do the things that you, in your head, dream that you would be doing. And having that be confirmed to us, you know, our beliefs about ourselves, having them being confirmed to us can be quite painful, and people try to avoid it at all costs. But I guess what I want to say is you don't need to do anything, but approaching your life with the idea of exposing yourself to new... Oh, God, that was a terrible pun considering I'm naked filming this podcast. So let me back up. Living your life where you understand that the path to creating more is continually trying new things. Or that's one of the paths to creating more because it's how we open our mind. It's how we learn. It's how we create opportunities for new inputs into our lives to help us make better, different decisions going forward. And we can continually adjust. But if we never try anything new, that means we're stuck in the place that we're at. And for a lot of people, being stuck in the place we're at or not growing is very fucking painful, right? But we're so afraid that we think that low grade or sometimes high grade pain is better than the fear of trying something new and screwing up. Like, I'll give you an example of a friend of mine. So he's in a better place now, I would say. But when I talked to him a few months ago, he was not in a good place at all. And I was saying to him, like, dude, you got to get around different people. Like, you're always stuck in your own fucking head, man. Like, get around different people. And his response to that was, well, I tried a meetup this one time, and it was a meetup around beer. Like, these guys were getting together to try beers, and I went there, and they were all friends, and they just talked to one another, and it was really awkward, and like, fuck. Basically, the message being like, no, man, seriously, you tell me to get around new people, but I've tried everything. I tried this one thing, and it didn't work, and now I feel like I'm basically stuck being alone. Okay, you know what? Fuck off. Okay, come on. There are a million opportunities to, for example, meet new people. And it doesn't have to be in person. There are so many amazing communities online on Facebook or whatever where you can connect with people, and you can do it with a level of abstraction, like behind your keyboard. If you're afraid of meeting, or apprehensive about meeting new people, right? But there's a million other ways. You don't have to go to a meetup about beer. You can actually start pondering the things that you're interested in. Or you could just decide to try a whole bunch of new shit and see what interests you and see what people are hanging out at the different things and putting yourself out there. We were in our mastermind group this week, and one of the guys in the group had a really powerful moment. He's at a conference and he has social anxiety, which is another way of saying, I've been telling myself that I am no good in social situations and I'm scared shitless of talking to new people. And I'm not saying it's as a result of being in our mastermind, but I think it's a result of having a group of guys around him that's supportive of him and him being on a really powerful journey of personal growth. So he went to this trade conference or work conference, and he decided, I am going to do something different this time, and I am going to face my social anxiety, and I am going to talk to people, and I am going to go first. And the results were incredible. And he feels this sense of confidence that he is going to be able to tame this dragon after a lifetime, or a long, long time anyways, of being afraid to put himself out there. And now he is becoming the guy who is actually going first, which is really what so many of us want in the first place. It's just somebody else to go first so we can feel so we can reciprocate, because we want that interaction, but we're just afraid to take the first step. So my point in telling you that story is that he decided to try something new. It's the same thing if you're trying to beat an addiction or overcome some limiting belief or live a new life or build a new business or whatever, or create something different with your spouse, like a deeper relationship with your spouse. If the first thing doesn't work, keep trying. Like, I look at my entrepreneurial journey. I'm running masterminds right now for dads. Holy God, the journey I took to get here was extremely non-linear. I started writing about drinking, and then I started talking about vulnerability, and then I started talking about fatherhood, and then I kind of got sick of that, and then I started talking about how vulnerability and authenticity can make you a better performing salesperson. And then I got into family mediation. And then I started running masterminds. And then I got into some mental health stuff. And then I started podcasting and blah, blah, blah. And we finally got to the point where not only am I doing masterminds, but we have a specific curriculum that we've developed, and we're doing a certain type of mastermind. And now we're looking at growing that business even more and expanding into new areas. But my point is, what people do is I had to get out there and try all kinds of different things. And some things resonated with me. Some things didn't. Some things I took and I said, you know what, maybe this isn't the exact thing that I want to do, but I can take aspects of it and incorporate it into something else. And it was just this iterative, nonstop process full of navel gazing and angst and wondering if I'm doing the right thing. And like, after working on the mediation business for like 6 months, I had a really hard time stepping away from it and trying to do something new because I was so invested in the idea. That was a huge learning opportunity for me. So my point is that we sit back, I think, so often, and we try to intellectualize our way out of our current situation. I'm just going to think my way through this. But when you do that and you remain in the echo chamber of your own fucking head, it gets really, really easy to talk yourself out of doing anything. There's a million reasons why you shouldn't, quote, shouldn't, right? So what you need to do is you don't need to do anything. I hate using the word need, but a different option would be to actually just get out there and start trying things and understanding that learning and adjusting and reflecting and things not working out the way you want, or then all of a sudden having an amazing success or creating a different relationship, that's all part of the process. And if you try something and it doesn't work out the way you want, it might hurt. Like, it really might sting. You know what? That's how it works. I've had a million of those moments where I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing? I don't even know what I'm doing here. I should just go back and live a normal life and stop putting myself out there, which of course I'll never do that again. But those are part of the process, and they make you fucking stronger. Okay? So listen, if you want to create something different, you have to do something different. It's so fucking cliche, but it's so true. Here's the thing though. You gotta take an action. You have to put yourself out there. Again, you don't have to put yourself out there. But if you want to create something different, just consider doing something different. And when you start putting yourself out there, amazing things will start to happen. Maybe not right away. It's kind of like a flywheel. It takes some effort to get the inertia going. But once the inertia is going, and if that flywheel is spinning, man, great things start happening. But here's the thing. There are infinite new things for you to try. Just start trying them. Because when you try them, as I've said before, you'll learn something new. You may discover passions you didn't know you have. Throughout the process of trying, you're going to connect with people who are also the kind of people who are trying new things. Those are the kinds of people you want to have in your life. You can learn together. You can make new friends. You can build a network. You can build a tribe, a support system where you can bounce these ideas off of, where you have somewhere to go when things don't work out. And it's just continually doing this process that eventually what will happen, it will create opportunities you never could have imagined. Opportunities you never fucking could have found by sitting on your couch with a glass of wine, intellectualizing, thinking, analyzing, and you're no further ahead. Right? You're just stuck doing the same fucking thing you've been doing for a long time, feeling like the world is passing you by, wondering how the people you see on the internet who are getting things done and living the life you think that you want are making it happen. Because they're taking action. That's exactly what they're doing. So never, ever stop trying new things. And my commitment to you is that I'm probably never going to film a podcast naked again, record a podcast naked again. Maybe unless the weather's nice. Actually, I probably shouldn't say I'll never do it again. Maybe it's until the weather's nice. So anyways, guys, keep pushing, keep trying, keep learning, keep having a bias towards action and understanding that it's all part of the process. All right, guys, see you next time. And thank you for listening to my rambling monologue.